Hey everybody, it's Grant, and today we are going to talk about some pretty easy and fundamental ways to break down that massive $10,000 scary number and make it easy wins, small victories, and allow you to either change or better your financial position for you and your family. And if you like these money-saving tips where we are going to be showing you little tricks, little tips, and a lot of cool things along the way, power up that like button and hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell because we have a ton of content coming for you every single day. In this video, not only are we going to talk about the importance of saving money and making those smart choices every single day that add up to huge victories, but we're also going to talk about why doing it in the way I'm about to show you really and truly is a whole lot more effective. Step one to saving $10,000 and $10,000 fast is, you guessed it, starting today. You have to start today, and we got to find a number that allows you to be able to do that and attack this every single day. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So if 10,000 is that elephant, let's find a number. I say the number is $27.40 a day. So we're going to start with that right now. Let's go ahead and try to save, no try. There is no try here. Let's start saving $27.40 today. And then we're going to go on a few more tips. So now that we found our number, our no matter what, we are going to save this number, let's make sure that we can actually get to it. Step two, let's go through our budget, find out where we can cut back, and allow us to save that $27.40 per day even easier. So I actually ask this question to people quite often. How many times a week, and I'm going to ask you, how many times a week do you waste $27.40? Once? Twice? 3 times? Or maybe even 5 plus? The answer is relatively all the same. They give me sporadic answers from at least 3 times to 5 times plus, more times than they ever care to mention. And at first they go, it's not that big a deal. It really doesn't matter. Granted, it's only $27 a day. I got to eat. I've got to do this. I've got to clothe myself. And I've got to have my certain vice, whether it be an energy drink, an iced coffee, or some form of takeout. When we talk about waiter and delivery services after the fees, the tips, and all the other things, it's almost $10 plus. So if you're like anyone that I poll, whether you be a family friend, a friend from the past, current friend, or anybody in my sales classes, your answer is probably 2 to 5 plus times a week. Now my question to you is, would you do that? Would you waste $27.40 whether you went to Marshall's because they had a good sale? Would you do that if you were buying a very expensive item? Or would you do that just in your vices that we just talked about? If you knew that $27.40 a day was actually wasting $10,000. So when I ask this question, would you waste $10,000, even though it's not the exact same way, the answer is always unanimous. No way. Are you crazy? Why would I ever waste $10,000? Grant, that's all I have in the bank. Grant, that's what I'm aspiring to have in the bank. Or Grant, I would love to have $10,000 more in the bank. I think we can all agree it's one of those 3 right there. But the sad truth is, it's really what they're all doing. Every single time they are wasting that small amount of money per day. I understand it might be a lot of money to some, might be nothing to others. I'm just giving you a good target number to look at. You are actually wasting $10,000 overall. And if you think I'm crazy, let's do a quick example to kind of show you what I'm talking about. Now, we're not going to start right off the bat with the $27.40 a day. Let's start off with something even smaller. Coffee. Some type of expensive high-end breakfast. Let's talk about an energy drink or that really terrible habit, cigarettes. Let's pick the energy drink because a lot of people, I don't drink coffee. I skip breakfast. I don't smoke. But these days, the newest vice for all of us, including myself, even though mine is very inexpensive. We're going to find out how much my Spark energy drink is, but I'm excited for that. I want to figure that out myself. Let's talk about energy drinks. A lot of people drink Bang energy drinks, and they spend anywhere from 1, 2, or 3 in a day, which totals out. You can get 2 Bangs at mostly any grocery store or gas station for right around $5. Sometimes you can get 3 for $5. You all know your specials. So if you take $5 a day and you figure out in a week, you've now spent $35 on energy drinks. And I use Bang because that was the latest and greatest, but Monster, Red Bull, whatever. If you take that $5 a day times a month, that's $152 a month. You take that $5 a day in energy drinks and you multiply it by 365 days, which is the days in a year. That is $1,825 in energy drinks. What do you have to show for it? A quick buzz with a big decrease? Maybe. But what could you have done with that $1,825 for the year? Do you see how a small little expense that you don't notice because it's part of your routine, it's something I have to have, really adds up to something that you wish you had if you'd had a little bit more discipline? Some people latch on to the $10,000 and say, that's a lot of money. Some people latch on to the $10,000 and say, that's not a lot of money. I think we can all agree, because we are very like-minded individuals here on the channel, it has nothing to do with the numbers on the paper. It's about the mindset. But yet, people read headlines and go explain articles that they never read. Why? Because headlines have to be clickable. The reason that you clicked on this video might be because of the number $10,000, and I'm hoping you're learning from it. But truth be told, you gotta watch the video to fully understand the headline. Might be a completely different outcome. Have you ever read a headline? I also challenge you, read 5 headlines and 5 articles that follow those headlines and see if they match up. If $27.40 is too much, go with the $5 option. It still saves you $1,825 more than you're already saving. Why? Because you haven't started saving the $5 yet. You might be saving, but you can still find room to save that extra $5. In the event that $27.40 is nothing to you, go for 100, go for 1,000. Whatever, I applaud you and your efforts, but don't just dismiss it because, well, Grant, I can't afford to save $27.40 a day. If you say that, you're right. You can't afford not to, because you'll be in the same financial position in the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and you'll be wondering why you can't retire. I really hope this video hits home. So let's get into the $27.40 and why it's so important, why it's so hard to save that. Well, think about it. Every single time that you go to a fancy high-end fast food restaurant, right, in Lake Charles, Popeye's chicken, it's extremely expensive, but sure delicious. What ends up happening is when you go there, you go out to eat, you use a waitering service, right, or you invest in some Pokemon cards. You're pushing that goal of saving $10,000 farther and farther and farther down the line. The simple truth is that $27.40 per day times 365 days a year equals $10,000. I'm not asking you to go and save $10,000. Well, if I asked you to do that, you might say, Grant, that's really overwhelming, and you might be in a better financial position than me, Grant. You've got rental properties, you've got businesses, you've got all these things. You don't know my situation. But if I asked you that and it stressed you out, but what if I asked you, I said, hey, can you save $27.40 a day? You'd be like, what? Duh. Why would I not be able to? Are you trying to make a joke at me? No. Can you save $27.40 a day? Yeah. Could you save it every single day? Probably. How many times a week do you waste it? A few. Here's the thing. I'm not telling you not to live. I'm not telling you to sacrifice from your kids, but I am telling you to cut back on the things that don't matter, to give you a little bit of short-term pain for a lot of long-term gain. So here's the thing. When you get asked to save $10,000, I don't want you to think about it like that. I want you to break that $10,000 down to the ridiculous. What's that mean? You got to break it to a daily goal. How do you eat the elephant? One bite at a time. The elephant might look huge, but if you take it down one bite at a time over an extended period of time, it's no longer that scary, right? So I'm not asking you to save $10,000. I'm only asking you to save $27.40 a day. Think you could do that for me? Comment below if you're going to take this challenge and accept it. And you know what happens in 365 days? You have now saved $10,000 more dollars, $10,000 in general, or let's say you fell short. Let's say you only did half of it. You still saved $5,000 $10,000. I'm telling you, when you go after these small daily victories, you will come out a champion every single time. You see, savings accounts aren't built in October and November to finish out the year in December. That's when Christmas shows up. That's when those unexpected expenses happen. Savings accounts are built every single day by you being mindful of what you're spending, by you watching and staying into some form of a budget where you're still comfortable. I'm not telling you, once again, to take anything away from anybody, but do we really need those extra things? I challenge you to go look at your budget, to go see if you can save $27.40 a day. What would you do another $10,000 in the bank? I might have a video following this up. So that's it for the video, guys. If you enjoy videos like this, please power up that like button, hit that subscribe button, as well as the notification bell. I have a follow-up video for this one, as well as a ton of other great content, and might have just bought some merch recently that I'm gonna be giving to you guys from Mr. Beast. And remember, I believe in you, and I know you can do anything that you set your mind to. Never let anybody tell you anything different. Have a fantastic afternoon, and I will see you on the next one.